4 years of marriage doesn't collapse all at once. It erodes quietly, day by day, until one small moment finally exposes what's been rotting underneath. For me, that moment wasn't dramatic. There was no lipstick on a collar, no midnight confession, no explosive argument. It started with a phone vibrating on the kitchen counter while my wife was in the shower. I wasn't snooping. I wasn't suspicious, at least not consciously. I was just making coffee when her phone lit up with a message preview. Can't stop thinking about last night. Miss you already. No name, just a heart emoji. I remember standing there longer than I should have, staring at the screen as if it might correct itself, as if another message would follow explaining everything away. It didn't. When she came out of the bathroom, towel wrapped around her hair, I handed her the phone and asked calmly, "Who's that?" She barely glanced at it. "Just a co-worker. You know how people joke." She said it easily. Too easily. Then she leaned in and kissed my cheek like she always did, like muscle memory. And for a moment, I almost believed her. Almost. That night, I lay awake listening to her breathe, replaying the last year of our marriage in my head. The late nights. The sudden interest in her appearance. The way she laughed at texts, but never shared the jokes anymore. The way she'd grown distant but blamed stress, work, life. The next morning, after she left for work, I did something I'd never done before. I opened her laptop. I wasn't proud of it, but I needed to know if I was losing my mind or finally seeing clearly. What I found wasn't a single affair. It was months of conversations, inside jokes, complaints about me, plans, hotel receipts buried in emails, photos that were never meant for my eyes. She hadn't just cheated. She had built another relationship while still coming home to me every night, letting me believe we were just going through a rough patch. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I closed the laptop and sat in silence for a long time. That's when I decided I wouldn't confront her. Not yet. Over the next few weeks, I acted normal. Too normal. I made dinner, asked about her day, listened while she talked about work, about stress, about how lucky she was to have such a supportive husband. Every word felt heavier than the last. While she carried on her secret life, I quietly prepared. I met with a lawyer during lunch breaks. I separated my finances. I gathered documents. I planned my exit the way some people plan vacations, carefully, quietly, with intention. The hardest part wasn't the logistics. It was the pretending. Sitting across from someone you love while knowing they're lying to your face changes you. It teaches you how invisible trust really is, and how fragile dignity becomes when you beg someone, silently, to be honest. One evening, she told me she'd be staying late again. I nodded, smiled, and told her to drive safe. Instead, I packed. I didn't take everything, just what mattered. Clothes, documents, a few personal items, things that felt like me. Before leaving, I wrote a letter. Not angry, not dramatic, just honest. I know about the affair. I know it's been going on for months. I'm not confronting you because I don't want explanations that arrive too late. I'm choosing to leave quietly because shouting won't restore what's already gone. Please don't contact me. The lawyer will. I placed the letter on the kitchen table, right where we used to eat dinner. Then I left. She called that night, over and over. I didn't answer. The next day came texts, confusion, denial, anger, panic. She said it wasn't serious, that it just happened, that we could fix this, that 4 years deserved a conversation. But here's the truth I learned too late. Conversations only matter when both people are still choosing each other. She stopped choosing me long before I stopped loving her. Weeks later, through mutual friends, I learned she was devastated, that she hadn't expected me to leave so quietly, that she thought I'd fight, beg, forgive. She said the silence hurt more than yelling ever could. I didn't do it to punish her. I did it to protect myself. Healing didn't come quickly. Some nights were unbearable. 4 years of memories don't disappear just because trust does. But slowly, the quiet stopped feeling empty and started feeling peaceful. I learned that closure doesn't always come from confrontation. Sometimes it comes from walking away with your self-respect intact. I never asked her why, because in the end, the reason didn't matter. She made a choice, and so did I.